In this video, I'm gonna walk you through all the details that entails a high converting sales page for a community making 6 figures annually. I wanna walk you through the structure, some details of the copy and design so you can apply this to your own sales page, whether you are about to launch a program, course, or a community. Hey, by the way, I'm Martin Chris. I'm a designer helping creators and experts like Jay Klaus, Justin Moore, Eric, and many more to make more money and look amazing through high converting sales pages and website. Now, let's jump into this today.
Just for you to know, this is a real client project. So meaning Jay Klaus is actually my client. So what you will see is real process behind the scenes. I'm not guessing or, making like reverse engineer thing here. What you are going to see is really the thought process behind this fantastic and high converting sales page for community making, plus $500,000 per year, right? Let me get into the details. So where I'm at right now is in Figma, right? So you can see this is actually a big file, with all the things that we have worked together. And so I have put together this to show you what the structure look like and why. I am going to explain why we have done it this way, right? So I'm going to cover, the structure details of this page. Why is this page in this way? Why we have done it this way? I'm going to cover a few more details about the copy and the design, but the most important thing that you can take out of this video is the structure and the logic, the behind the scenes of the thought process to, come up with this amazing landing page. All right, so let me show you, a zoom out view of this. You will see there are only 2 different block colors here, right, for the indication. So basically what I'm saying, I have done here is naming each of the sections that we have within the sales page. And we have a yellow color for, the sections, and then you can see a green color block as well. Those green colors are highlighting the parts that we are showing social proof. So there are some parts that I didn't highlight, but also include like this big part. There are many testimonials there. So you see that we have social proof almost everywhere in the page. And why is that? That's super important, right? Social proof, credibility is one of the key things when you're about to sell something, right? Because people basically rely on other people's experience for them to actually buy a service, a product, whatever it is, right? If you're going to buy something or join a community or join a program, you want to hear from other humans that have been there and see what their experience is. So instead of relying on just one section that is, showing the whole social proof, all the testimonials, all of that, what we have done here is strategically place the testimonials, case studies, I'm going to show you in a second. They are split throughout the page strategically. So, we are not relying only on the testimonial section, right? Because that is dangerous. People might miss that section. All right, so let's jump into the structure. I'm going to cover, overall the structure, what it is, and then I'm going to go into a few more details. So the first part is about default. This is the most important part of any given page, right? The hero section is where you have to put most of the effort, right? Right now we are on YouTube. So if you're looking, if you are familiar with YouTube, you have to, if you're in the YouTube game, you have to work on your headline and your title, and on your thumbnail for 10 people to actually go and watch your video. And this is the same for the sales pages, right? If you are not doing a great work at the top, in the hero section, which is the only section that is 100% guaranteed that people will see, if you're not doing a great work there, then people, will just leave the page right away, and they won't scroll through your offer, basically. A lot of the effort have to be there. We want to make sure they understand what you're talking about, they understand your offer, what is in it for them, who this is for, and really, paint the picture of what it looks like, the next step and all of that. I'm going to cover that in a second. So we have the above default super important section, or the most important section. Immediately social proof. This is something that I usually put above default. In this case, if we go to the light page, you won't see it above default, but that was on purpose because it's a different type of offer. I'm gonna go into the details about it in a second as well. But social proof has to be there immediately, right? So we have social proof, hero section, social proof. Then we talk about the problem. Why we talk about the problem? What does it mean, right? So here the intention of this section is to make them feel that you understand what they are going through, right? Do you understand what is the problem, what is going on in their life right now? And so they can relate to it and they can feel heard, basically, right? And then from there, you start building the relationship and presenting the solution. It's like a date, right? If you go to a date with someone and you try to kiss it, the first time you see it, probably it's not gonna work. And this is the same thing, right? You have to make them feel you understand the problem, to then present the solution. So we have the problem, again, social proof. In this case, is in the form of a case study, right? And instead of just showing the testimonial, which is a great way to also show off social proof, we are presenting this in the way of a case study, right? So presenting what was the challenge before they joined, the result they got, and then a short quote that we got from this video, right? And you can play the video and watch and listen to the whole testimonial right there, right? Then we filtering people, who this is for. This is really important in this case because this is an application-based community, right? So we want to make sure that people understand if this is a right fit for them or not, right? If they meet the criteria, because this community has a criteria, right? You can see it here for a standard VIP. But if you're not there, you have another option, which is the basic one. I'm gonna cover that in a second, but this is really important to put it early on in this specific scenario because we want to make sure that people also they don't waste their time, going through it, and then they think, okay, I'm not I'm not a good fit for this community, and I have read through the whole thing, right? So we wanted to put it early on so they know if they meet the criteria or not. Then we go to the main benefits, right? And I call it the main benefits because, of course, we then go into all the details that entails, being part of this community. But first, we kind of give them like a summary, okay? If you have to tell someone, in a short, not a short sentence, but in short time, here we are covering what are the main benefits, right? So rapid learning, revenue growth, and relationships. This is what you get out of this community. Once again, more social proof. You can see that we have strategically placed that throughout the page. And then this is a section we usually don't include on other sales pages that we have created, that I have created with my team. But in this case, I think it was a nice touch, right? To tell people why Jay in this case have built this, right? Because they can relate to his story as well, and you can give them more details on why I have built this, right? What was the reason behind? So you can read a little bit here. I have a hard time finding peers, right? Most creators were several steps behind me, or they were the huge creators ahead of me, right? So he was trying to to meet people in the same level. So basically, he created the lab, right? More social proof, and then we finally get into all the details about the community, right? So we get into all the things that are included, the experiments they are running, the masterminds, the offline experiences, tools and trainings, and so on. And then we get to the actual section, the social proof section, with all the testimonials right there, the wall of love, basically. This is another section that we usually, or we haven't seen, I will say, on other community sales pages as well. And this is a great way to show off who are the members of this community, right? So basically, we are showing different information data about your future peers, what we call it here, right? So we have average monthly revenue, how much money they are making, members around the world, right? So where they are based, platform usage among members, and email subscriber data, and podcast download data as well. So this is a very interesting section that, again, I haven't seen in another sales page. And I think it's a great way to show off your members. And for people that is not yet part of your membership, it's a great way to, to talk about your members and to show off them. Then we are, we have this section talking about which membership is right for you. And this is on purpose, strategically placed just before the pricing section, right? We talk about who this is for at the very top in a very short manner, right? It's like very straightforward, very clear, short sentences. But here we get into a little bit more of the details, right? So if you are eligible, you can apply for the standard VIP. And here we, reinforce, or we show again what are the criteria for this. If you're not eligible, there's another option for you. You can join basic. And we have this big video here with some benefits that are attached to the basic membership. And so this was, again, strategically placed here because we wanted to have more people joining the basic membership. So we wanted to make super clear that they have, an option if you're not yet eligible to join the standard VIP. Then we finally show the pricing, right? The 3 tiers, highlighting the basic a little bit because, again, we wanted people to join the basic. So you can join this right away or request invitation. Actually, this used to be an application-based process. I think it still is, but you have to request an invitation from someone that is part of the lab already. So you can see the options here. We reinforce with the numbers, more social proof. Then in the guarantee, this is a really great way to reduce risk for people, So if they're, like hesitating about joining or not, this is a great way to reduce the risk for them, right? And make them feel safer about the decision. So you can join the lab, and if you don't like it, after 40 days, you can ask for a full refund. This is a really important section about the about section, or what I call a human touch, right? So it's basically talking about you, a little bit of your story, and really putting your face there, right? I think that's really important, especially nowadays that we have, so many AI things going on. This is another great section to have. Frequently asked questions, place there the most important question, or the most common question that people is asking about your offer, right? So we place there the most important ones, the key ones, social proof, right? Once again, and then we end the page with a final push to action, right? So if people scroll through the whole page and they are still thinking about it, what we are trying to do in this section is like, okay, come on, you can try, right? Go ahead and click the button. Basically, that's the intention of this section, right? So this is the structure, this is the analysis and the reasons why we have done the structure this way. So let me touch a few more points before we wrap this up. Again, this is the most important section, right? We have some key things here. The top part is, of course, the logo. We have a navigation and the main call to action. We usually don't include navigation unless the page is too long. In this case, it's long. So we wanted to place the most important sections there, right? So people can jump into that section immediately. So imagine someone that is already familiar with Jay. He's been listening to his podcast, consuming his content, and he's thinking about joining the lab, but they might want to know something straightforward, like the pricing, or they have a specific question. And so we want them to, to easily find that. We have the pricing, we have FAQs, member snapshot will take them to the data about the members and how it works. Basically, we send them to the section on how it works and what is included. Then we have these are probably the most important elements of the here section, right? We have the headline, the sub-headline, and the call to action. And again, we are thinking about this page, the traffic that is coming here is not, most of the times it's not someone that is not familiar with Jade at all. So we are talking to them, with that in mind, right? When any of us win, we all win. It's more like a philosophical kind of statement, right, about the community. So like if you win, we all win, basically. And then we support that with a join a private network of professional creators. This is a great way to explicitly call your audience, sharing the results of their experiments in real time, right? So experiments within this community are a really key thing. People love it. And since this is called the lab, it's also a great way to, to keep that language, to keep that consistency with the language as well. So we have Explore memberships as the call to action that will take people to the tiers, right? To the pricing. And then this is a great tool here, the video, right? So let me go to the actual live page. So when you land on the page, you will see this, the video playing, right? The video is playing immediately, and that's on purpose. We want them to see it. We want them to call their attention. And it's Shay talking, right? It's like a familiar face. They know they probably came from some, from his content, newsletter, whatever it is. They came here, and so they see Jay talking, and they probably going to click it. And the video is amazing. It's really super well done. Shout out to Andrew Ellis, who is the master of video trailers. So you're thinking about creating video trailers, go and connect with him. But this is a great video. So we really wanted to show this and encourage people to play it, really, right? But a few details that I wanted to highlight here. We over the video, we have also like a layer over it, and a text over it. So we have video is playing, click and listen to Jay, right? So the video is already playing, go and listen, click. So we are trying to push them to really watch the video, because the video does a really great job explaining the value behind this community. After that, we have, as I mentioned before, the social proof. So we have the numbers, world-class satisfaction score, the members, which is a great way to, how many members you have. It's a great way to show off credibility as well. And this is, I think, the most powerful one. 60% of people are renewing. 98 members have been with us for over 3 years. So look at this, is super powerful, right? People are actually renewing this. And then immediately we show the members, right? We show some of the members, right? We show a variety of them. They have like from circle experts, LinkedIn top boys, authors. There's so many different and super interesting people right there that you can, hang out with, connect with. So this is a great way to add, once again, a human touch, right? With the faces there for you to get context of who is part of this community. All right. So this is a wrap. I hope you enjoy. I hope you have found this walkthrough helpful. I wish I could do into more details. I will probably do it in the next video. Stay there. If you want to get more walkthrough like this one, please let me know in the comments, subscribe, like, all of that. And thank you so much.